indeed, it's sometimes very difficult to keep up, especially if you don't see positive changes globally, right? It's very difficult to sort of carry on doing what you're doing. I do sometimes feel frustrated, and I do sometimes question myself, are we doing the right thing? Like, is it actually helping? Does it have any effect? You do have these moments. What keeps me going is that at the end of the day, all these thoughts that disappear when we come to the shop, when we speak to our customers, when we receive their feedback, and we understand that indeed what we do is needed. And in moments of doubt, I just remind myself of what we have already achieved and the feedback we already received from our customers, from people around us, from the community, and that keeps me going.
Yeah, being an island, an isolated island in the Mediterranean is it's quite difficult because of the distance we have with the mainland Europe and continental Europe. Whatever. So we have this struggle, obviously, but because of that distance, I think also culturally we are a bit farther away from environmental, responsibility. I would say we're far from that. I think distance plays a role, and also our sensitivity towards the environment. I don't know if that's due to the distance I speak about, but the philosophy we have, it's far from, yes, I would say, societies like, I don't know, in Germany, in France, England, they're more advanced economies. But I think Cyprus, because it's in the European Union, they have this political, let's say, pressure to adapt. So it became, I think, the last 5-10 years, it became a thing. Also in Cyprus, I think maybe it's being more scrutinized than maybe in other countries. People are more suspicious of environmental initiatives, I think, because they think it's going to disrupt their comfort and their everyday lives if we support green initiatives, for example. So, but I think the gap is closing. And I mean, we are here. You guys are also doing something similar. There's a lot of NGOs. There is hope. I don't know if it's too late to bring you down, but yes, I think we're catching up.
We started this journey when we lived in London. So we used to live in the UK for some time, and there we used to shop from similar shops, zero waste shops, and it was part of our habit. We were nowhere perfect, but this is where the journey started. It happened naturally. And when we moved to Cyprus, I personally was frustrated and upset and angry to see so many plastic bottles, straws on the beach, on the streets. And I would also get very frustrated every time I would go to a local fruteria with my own bags or my own little Tupperware to buy lentils. People look at me like I'm crazy, is this crazy lady with her own bags? So I think for me it was actually it was the frustration. I was feeling a lot of emotions towards it. I knew there's an issue in the city, so I had to do something about it. Otherwise, I would not be happy with myself, and I would still feel this frustration within me. So I had to react to that. Actually, I think, help myself to overcome that frustration. So it was a very personal need, I think. So when we talk about inconvenience and price, there are things that might not cost you anything, but it will be zero waste. I don't know, things like saving water, for example. It's part of low waste lifestyle. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's that awareness, it's a habit So some habits you can develop without investing anything in it. It's very important, I think, to understand that, to look at it as a whole thing, not just buying zero waste products, but also how you get to work. I don't know, do you cycle? Do you use public transport? How do you approach food waste, for example? Maybe some person might invest into getting vermicomposter and start composting their food scraps. Again, you don't need to invest a lot of money in it. You can make your own for like 20, 30 euros. In order to establish a new habit, you need time. You need time and you need small steps. I very often see when people come in the store, they get very excited and I hear them saying, oh my God, I need to get rid of all of my plastic things, bad things. I just need to throw it away and come here and buy everything you have reusable. It's great for the business. I'm not gonna lie. It's great for the business, but actually it's very, it's not sustainable at all. Like you need to use what you already have in your household, use it for as long as possible, and then when you cannot use that product or item, then you switch to a more sustainable alternative. In Cyprus,
At the moment, yes.
if I understand correctly, it's not part of the it's not part of the curriculum at schools. I do know, however, some initiatives that go to schools and they teach kids about composting, they teach kids about environment, recycling, so on. And we are part of that movement as well. We've been invited a couple of times to do like a little demo for kids. Dimitrios went to a public school and he discussed what is zero waste, what is low waste lifestyle as a whole, how to compost. You took the composter, you showed the worms, how it works. Kids were very interested in that. Yeah. But it's not part of the standard.
I think they have. I think they have some in the public school sector. I think, and maybe private. They have some lessons. They focus some time on it. I think in some subjects to talk about, because we used to have it in school as well. Like I mean, the greenhouse emissions and the gases. You know, you learn some basic stuff like that when it was coming. This science out, but I think. I can't say with certainty, but I do think that they have some, maybe they focus maybe some time on sustainability, yeah. But again, I don't think it's anywhere near that it should be, you know, like a whole, yeah.
I want to also add that schools and schools and educational. How to say it? Educational, like schools and educational institutions are very important, but most of our habits are coming from our families. An example of the adults that we are surrounded by. So I think it's important to have the educational part and also set an example for our kids. So I think it's a choice, and if you on a low budget, there are ways to save money. Like zero waste as a whole can actually save you money because it's a philosophy. For example, in our house, we barely buy new furniture. So almost nothing in our house is brand new. We either find it on the street or we buy it secondhand. So this way you also save money, you know, and it's part of the zero waste movement.
Well, like by customers to buy. Of course, some products could be a bit higher than the supermarkets, but we always try to be, you know, in the market, like in the average at least of pricing for each product. But essentially, what we offer is that people can buy bulk, so that I think. A customer could save more money essentially by buying as much as they need to buy. So with this, you basically save on money and you can save on food waste. So you buy as much as you need. You wouldn't buy, for example, like half a kilo of rice because you couldn't find smaller quantity. Then maybe the price per kilogram, for example, might come a bit cheaper. But if you're gonna be throwing away that rice, you also throw money. So it's I think with zero waste shopping, you have to be a bit more organized. But yeah, I think that's not a real point of someone. It's maybe convenience would be something of difficulty.
Like that. When it comes to workshops, I think it's important to mention that people are, by nature, they're very curious. So if we make a workshop that is about making their own eco-friendly cleaning products, people are curious to find out, oh, what are we going to be making? What are the ingredients? Can I make my own cleaning products? So I don't need to rely on a big company to make it for me. I can actually do it myself at home. What are the benefits? Okay, let me go and try it. So people are curious to learn new skills. It's also a fun process. Like people bring their spouses, they bring their sometimes kids to join, to do like a fun together, to do something together as an activity, and they learn as they go. So they come to the store, they join the workshop. Let's say it's a workshop on fermentation. We recently hosted a kimchi workshop and kombucha making workshop in our store. So fermentation is becoming more popular. So people are curious. They come here, they have great time, they learn a new skill, they take kimchi home, and then in the process they look around and they see, I also can buy something loose. I don't need to, I can bring my own Tupperware. So I would like to thank our community for supporting us in our journey. Nothing of this would be possible if we didn't have you. So thank you so much for your support, for your kind words, for coming here, for joining our workshops, for shopping from us, sharing your stories. It's very, very important. Thank you.
Again, I feel Kristina covered the message, but yeah, of course, without our customers, our loyal customers, we wouldn't be here. And to expand on the previous question as well, is without the outside kind of influence from abroad, we wouldn't this concept. I don't think would easily survive just with local, as in nationality wise, which is that I think offers to the broader society, not just what we're doing. So we want to experience multicultural cities like we used to live in one. So that's our aspiration. So yeah, thank you to everyone, and thank you for doing this for us.